On this immigration debate, I'm joined by Tamar Jacoby. She's the president and CEO of ImmigrationWorks USA. Good to see you.
Great to be here.
Very quickly, you heard what Jessica had to say about the plan. I know there's a lot of details here, but on the surface, until we hear more details, your thoughts on the plan?
The plan itself has a lot of good ideas in it. It's very complicated, but it has a lot of good ideas in it. I have objections to how he's doing it. We can talk more. Because he's doing it unilaterally in a government where you're supposed to act with the other branch. And he's smashing that process by acting unilaterally.
But the president would have said that, look, Congress, you had your chance to do something and you didn't, so I'm going to do it now on my own.
He had a chance to do it when he controlled both houses of Congress too, and he didn't. Both sides are responsible for the failure in the past. What he should have tried to do after the election is have a reset, to go back to Congress and say, look, we haven't gotten along very well until now, but here's something we both want to do.
You and I know that's not likely in Washington, a reset. This is very hard to do.
There was a chance for a reset after this election.
You think he should have done that rather than push this through?
Especially because Republicans are looking to 2016. They want the Latino vote. He could have had a deal.
I definitely want to hear more of your thoughts on what the Republicans might do next, but I want to get to some of this other important issues, such as the economic impact of this. We always call it sort of people who pay taxes into the economy and also what they take out of the economy. Some have argued that a lot of these undocumented workers take more out of the economy rather than they put in. The president has issued his talking points saying that that's not true. Wait a minute. We make them taxpayers. We give them Social Security numbers. They pay taxes. Yes, they get some benefits, but the amount of taxes you collect supersedes the benefits that the government will ultimately give them.
So two things. Poor people always take out more than they put in. No matter what color you are, no matter where you're born, poor people by definition take more than they pay in. These people will be the same as that. Already they actually pay a lot of taxes. So the way to look at it is they're important workers, not to think of it so much in terms of the taxes they pay. Because even when they're legal, they're still going to use more benefits than they pay.
But ultimately, isn't that good for the economy?
Yes.
I mean,
yes,
right? Ultimately, I mean, you don't object at all to the plan.
The fix is good.
You're only objecting to how the president is doing it. So back to the plan itself, we can all agree that
it's hard to do that, right? It's hard to do that, but fair enough.
Trying to keep politics out of it, does this help or hurt businesses who are out there, whether you're cleaning hotels or cleaning?
Well, good in the short term. Good in the short term. That guy who I looked at his papers and I wasn't sure, and I sort of worried they were forged papers. Now I know for sure he's going to be legal. What it doesn't fix is when that guy moves on, I'm going to want to hire someone else. And the president isn't creating a way for any new workers to come, and he's making it harder for Congress to get to that solution. I need new workers next year at my restaurant.
Speaking of which, H-1B.
That piece he does fix.
The tech workers. I mean, this is a big one. You got a lot of workers coming in from China, from India, from across the world. I mean, I don't want to just single out two countries, but
a lot of them are from China and India.
But from a lot of places in the world, also their spouses get the benefit as well. How does this plan change that whole dynamic?
It's very good for them, because it used to be you'd have your visa, you'd be approved for a permanent visa, H-1B short term. You'd be approved for a permanent visa, but you'd have to wait a long time for that permanent visa to come through.
And the spouse is sitting around doing nothing while you're working.
Nothing. And also you can't get promoted or change jobs. You're stuck in a kind of limbo. It's an important fix. Again, a lot of the fixes in here are good, important fixes. Don't get me wrong.
Is there anything that you'd like to hear that wasn't in the plan so far?
Yeah, well, the most important thing is a way for the less skilled workers to come legally in the future.
You want a map, a plan.
Well, yeah, because right now, why are there 11 million people here illegally? Because we have no way for them to get here legally. There is no line. And he didn't create a line. He can't create a line. Only Congress can create a line. Now we're going to go back to the other topic, that can of worms you brought up of what the Republicans may or may not do. I asked Jessica the same question. She says that it's possible the Republicans could come up with a plan on their own. They could possibly try to stop this, but look, you're the expert. What could they do? I think there's going to be two phases. The first phase is going to be reaction, and everyone's going to be angry, and everyone's going to denounce it.
The GOP, the Republicans.
The GOP. And some people in the GOP are going to try to do what I'll admit are kind of crazy things. Shut down the government, impeach the president, all that kind of stuff.
In fairness, we haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, but I think there will. Oh, yeah, we've heard it already for the last few days. We've heard about that.
But they haven't said they're going to do it.
But some of the people are asking for it. So the hard part is going to be leadership in the first phase, the hard part is going to be leadership saying, no, 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 we can't do those crazy things. We're going to react strongly, but we're not going to go that far.
Speaking of crazy, in well, a little under 2 years, we have something called the presidential election. The GOP, the Republican Party, does not want to anger the Hispanic population, which this is going to impact a great deal of. Does that complicate things as well? Do you want to be opposed to something that's going to benefit such a wide
big problem.
demographic?
But the problem is they just can't. This is like taking away someone's house in the way it's taking away their authority. You don't understand what a challenge to their, or I'm sure you do understand, but the big thing that's eating them is what a challenge to their authority it is. They think they make the law. And here the president is coming in and says, I don't care that you just want a landslide election. I'm going to do whatever I want in spite of you.
It's so frustrating that so many people, no matter what party you're from, they want action on this issue of immigration.
That's true,
yet somehow politics ends up being the center of discussion.
But see, what I'm worried about now is that this is going to polarize public opinion so badly, because some people are going to be so angry and some people are going to be so in favor that it's going to be actually harder to get to a compromise solution.
I hope you're wrong.
I do too.
Tamar Jacoby, President and CEO of ImmigrationWorks USA, for a little preview of the president's speech coming up. Thank you very much.